noticed, like, you told me to look for that.
And we're back.
Okay, we're back. So this time it's my movie, and well, it's not my movie, but it's my choice. So my movie is a movie called Shaolin. It was made in 2011. It was director Benny
Watch the
Chan.
trailer.
Oh yeah,
It's hard fitting that in.
I know. I'm not used to it.
只要你不杀我，把郑州也打下来。让我听你的，等你当了大哥再说。我反他，因为他害怕。现在是我的时代。你知道。 俺知道你。我想留在少林。一起练吧。出手不见手，见手不为净。
以武修禅，他心中的仇恨总算放下了。
你们干什么？熬死你！别装，你怕我吃你？
不要打了！
In fact, the choreographers were stunt people.
Right. Mm-hmm. What's that? Oh.
And neat.
Oh. I gotta just make sure I can, because this was a tough one with all the names.
Yeah, I can't even go
That's
there.
why
I
I don't
have
pick
them.
Scandinavian movie or Chinese movies because I can't do the names and I don't want to embarrass them myself.
I'm gonna.
And we're back.
Okay, so I was saying that the director was Benny Chan, and they were kind of commenting on that. That it's amazing that he did this amazing movie because he does really kind of tacky stuff. Is generally the director, and he does really cartoonish stuff.
Oh wow!
Right. So, anyways, okay. So, this is many years ago. At the beginning of the Chinese Republic, about 1900, the land was ruled by warlords. General Hao, who is played by Andy Lau, and his sworn brother, Cao Man, which is played by Nicholas C., ravaged and killed everybody in the land. Pillaging, terrorizing.
And plundering.
And all the stuff. Right, that they do, warlords. Anyways, so General Hao defeats a rival warlord, Hao Long, who runs into the Shaolin Temple.
How long did it take him to beat? No,
No, please.
I was waiting for that.
Letters are coming.
Boom!
And to seek his last refuge. Okay, so here the ruthless General Hao tricks Hao Long into giving him a map leading to a treasure of gold, and then he shoots him in the back. He's just like an awful guy. He's an awful guy. He also, General Hao, believes that his brother, his sworn brother, is taking advantage of him. So let's see. So he sets up a celebration because their two children, and when I say children, believe me, they're like 6. They're set up, they're to be engaged, they're to be married, right? When they grow up, they're going to form an alliance. Anyway, so to celebrate the children's engagement. and he plans to kill him at this celebration. The other guy, who is
Song, General Song.
yeah, Song is like, tells him at that time he's going to give him the whole thing. And he's like, well, shit, because I'm planning on killing him.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, House has a deputy who's very ambitious.
Do it again. Has a really big house now.
And he,
Can't stop getting
Yeah,
it.
keep doing it.
shut up.
Stop.
Anyways, he's going to, he now is set up a thing that he's going to kill both of them because he's ambitious.
Yeah.
So it's pretty ruthless.
Which he did learn, in all fairness, from General Howe.
Yeah, and also General House sort of humiliated him.
Exactly.
And he humiliated him, and that was kind of where he went like, didn't like it.
You're done, man.
He did not like it. Anyways, in the assassination attempt, General Howe escapes thanks to Song. He actually helps him get out of there. And he becomes separated from his wife and daughter. Okay, so that's kind of the setup of the thing. And they go on the kung fu, the fighting, Shaolin Temple is where kung fu started, right? So that's the priests learned it because they used to get robbed between temples. So that's where they invented. They're the inventors of martial arts, actually.
Right.
So, anyways, that's kind of the setup of the film. It nonstop action, but that's not why the film is not your ordinary kung fu movie. It's the story is really great. It's a story of redemption, like a person starting at like the biggest asshole you ever met, a totally awful person, and how he changes. And because I don't want to tell you anymore because that's good enough.
Right.
Right? I have to mention in this movie, and one of the reasons that I initially wanted to watch it is because Jackie Chan is in this movie, but it's not for an American audience. It's for a Chinese audience.
Why do you say that? You said that to me too, and I didn't
Because it's made
understand
for
it.
a Chinese audience.
But how do you know that?
Well, it's in Mandarin.
No, I know that part. Oh, is that the only reason? Because of the language thing?
I believe it's for a Chinese audience. I don't believe
sort of agree. I
it's
suspect
not-
the same
Without
thing.
giving away any
without
spoilers.
giving away anything.
Oh, right, okay.
That I believe it is.
Because this is dead people.
Well, anyways, he plays the most. I know this sounds like a really awful, like deep, like depressing movie, but it's not. It's actually Jackie Chan plays. He's the cook of. He's a monk also in the Shaolin Temple, and he's the cook. He doesn't know any kung fu at all, which I thought was great.
Yeah, he's funny. I don't
He's
fight.
like,
I don't kung fu.
I don't
Only
do this
cook.
stuff, right? I tried it a couple
I just
times,
cook.
didn't like it, right? So, but he's the cook, and he plays a very important part to the to our protagonist, to our main guy, right? He's very important in this, and I just loved it because I was like, wow, go Jackie Chan. It was like he played a great part, and he did it as an actor, not as a kung fu guy.
Right.
Well, I sort of slightly disagree with that.
Well, I understand,
Well,
but
yeah,
it was one part.
Because to me, that's the one thing. Because he says he knows Shaolin and the philosophy because he was there as a child. And one of the things I like about his character is like he keeps wondering if he should leave. They keep telling him to go, but he's too afraid to go.
Yeah,
So he's the
he
cook.
goes, I've never been anywhere
But
else.
everything like how he cooks is very much in that Zen
He's doing
Yes.
that.
Shaolin
Yes.
Martial
style.
training.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like kneading the dough
Yes.
and slipping.
And he's
Yeah.
doing like with the grass, leave Shaolin Temple, do not leave Shaolin Temple. And the last one's leave Shaolin Temple, start again.
But you know what I thought was really great is when he was talking to basically the master guy,
The
and
abbot.
that's when he said, I don't do this
Right.
kind of stuff, right? And he goes, the guy said, like, everything is important. You do what you do, and that's important. You feed it, and he starts kind of telling him, and it was such a philosophical moment.
Metaphor, yes.
Yes, it was great. Anyways, another thing I have to mention is the choreography out of this world. There's some, I call them dance scenes, but there are some scenes where they go through their katas, you know, like there are things where the whole troupe goes through them. Oh my God. It's just amazing. And the, excuse me, the choreographers are Lee Chung-ji.
Okay.
No, well, there's two of them. And Yuan Taki.
I was wondering if it was Sammo Hung because that's a lot of those, but
No, because this, and they're two stunt people.
Wow.
You know, they're two stunt people that do it. This is an exceptional story, incredible choreography, and the movie was a 10 for me. I loved it.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Patty.
I really love this movie, but I seem to love all Asian movies because one is, I'm so fascinated by the martial
The
arts
coach.
and the choreography of it. It's like I'd love to see, like, you know, you can always see the background things, the background of how they got all these people, how they choreograph all this stuff. It's just so perfect. It's just perfection. And any story about redemption, I'm in, you know what I mean? Because he plays, the guy who plays the bad guy is a really good bad guy, and then he becomes really, his face actually even looks different when he becomes redempted. Is there a word?
Redeemed.
Thank you. I like redempted. So yeah, so I really
I like your
this
word,
movie.
redemptive. I
But
like
Jackie
it.
Chan, even when he's not trying to, he always adds humor to it. I don't know.
I know,
why.
he's just lovely. I love
I
him.
love him. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, I sort of agree. I thought it was a very entertaining movie.
Yeah,
And you know how, in my opinion, when you do a martial arts, it's always about revenge. So you're right. This was like the other way of saying
Yeah.
it, because the people who quote unquote want revenge would basically be the Shaolin Temple people.
Yeah.
right.
Because at one point, I actually will point out that I like this Xiao Kun Yu, Jing Yu, and Jing Wu. These were like quote unquote the senior big brother and the two big brothers.
Right,
These
right.
were the three major fighters of the Shaolin Temple. Like they were defending
were
it when General
great.
Hao comes in.
Yeah.
The monks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Most of their choreography is great, but for example, the two younger big brothers
Right.
Right.
decide to, let's just steal. We steal, and they actually do start
To
stealing.
feed the people.
But that's it.
Like
This is
Robin
the
Hood.
thing that I thought was funny.
Yeah,
is the
really.
fact that it makes this social statement about how these people, the military is coming in, they find a quote unquote a cache of treasure that this one guy who gave up,
Right.
and then it's like the people are still starving,
Right.
and yet here they're having this opulent parade for General Hu,
Right.
and to welcome General Song, saying, "I just had victory." Here,
Right.
Right.
Kind of like today.
Exactly.
It's always the
So
same.
Yeah.
it was sort of fascinating. So that part I really enjoyed. This, like I said, the social aspect, the redemption story. You're right, is that and the repentance basically,
Yes.
because they do talk about repenting, and we're talking about everybody, because even the abbot.
Yes.
The senior big brother, the Jing. Was it Jing Wu? Yeah. He has one great fight towards the end where he just really tells the younger brothers to leave because he's basically the better of the fighters since
Right,
he's the
he is.
senior big brother.
Right.
And he does have such great, inspiring kind of last fight, and it's really well done. That's what inspires me when I see this movie, is that they really try to put human life first. For example, you
Yes.
got to realize that this is the era of guns, so they are up against this military with
Yeah,
people with guns.
1900s. Yes.
And then they also have quote unquote foreigners coming in selling them bigger and better
Better
weapons,
guns.
right?
Right.
To which that's where General Hu even says, no, we don't want that. We want to remain China. We don't want the
Right.
foreigners to take over, because if we make deals with them, all this sort of
They
really
wanted
comes.
We're
out
opening
towards
our door
the
to
end.
them.
Then they want to build the bridge. He
Right.
did not want the bridge because for that reason.
Exactly. Well, they said we'll be overrun, basically.
Yes.
There won't be China anymore. you know.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that I thought was really interesting, because I kept thinking, like you said, it's like, wow, this is like put the stamp of approval by the Chinese government of how it's coming out. But I must admit, I thought Andy Lau was excellent, and I really thought that Nicholas Say was also excellent.
Well,
They
actually,
were really good.
this is actually a remake I think the three. There's been 3 remakes.
Mhm.
This is the last one. The last one was Jet Li played his role.
Oh,
And
that's
they were
interesting.
saying,
Okay.
even though he was a better fighter,
Right.
Jet Li was a more accomplished martial artist,
Mhm.
that this guy's dramatic chops,
The
his
best.
as an
The best.
actor,
Well,
was like
yes.
hands down.
No. You could see because
know?
like he was in House of Flying Daggers and things like that.
Yeah,
And
right.
He's Detective D.
Detective D.
I
exactly.
started
Yeah.
watching it after that. I was like, who is this guy? I love him.
Yeah.
Right? And
But you
because
remember
Jimmy,
him from House of Flying Daggers? You saw that one.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
He's the one who plays the mole for the women.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but then another actor I want to point out too is that Jing Jiang. He played the main villain. I guess they call him Solon 2. He was the big villain that basically beats up everybody
You mean
in martial arts. The
not
Chinese
that-
one.
You know the deputy? Is he the deputy? Of the guy that kind of kills set up the thing to kill them?
He's the one who's leading the people to go and kill Song. And
Okay.
Okay. He, I thought, was also very good. And oddly enough, he's the one who stunt doubled for Jet Li in a lot of
There you go.
several martial arts movies, right? So, but I thought he was also very good playing the villain because you could tell he had this sort of weird presence about him. It's like, okay, yeah, right away he's the tough guy. So that's what I did, and then that's why he and the Jing Yu, they have a great fight, I think, at the end. That
Yeah,
I
they
really
do.
enjoyed. That is basically, and again, showing you. And I don't know if it's the reason for this, but they're really showing you this Shaolin, how seriously everyone takes it from
Right.
the very top abbot to the little kids you see.
Yeah.
Because even the kids are fighting at one point.
Right.
Kids are great.
So
You're really mastering your art.
so I have to admit, I thought this is an entertaining movie, and I would definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, me, yes. I really love this movie too. Actually, I thought, to me, the movie is about, it's kind of like yin and yang. You have a war mentality and peace mentality in 2 separate stories. And then this one character, it's kind of like a character growth or development where you have a warrior kind of character, a war mentality. Kill him first before which he teaches his younger brother. A way of thinking who ends up in the monastery, and they have a completely opposite way of thinking. So it's his journey from that way of thinking to this way of thinking and the process of it. So, but the cinematography is amazing.
Oh yeah, cinematography.
The,
Like all those
that
movies.
choreography. I love Jackie Chan in it too. He's such a funny character. I like that he's certain movies. Like I've seen movies where somebody, like it was some movie and somebody goes like, it's like another movie where the guy's a killer martial artist or MMA fighter in the movie. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a banker. I don't do that stuff. But it's funny because the actual person is a monster but in the movie they portray somebody else. If Jackie says, oh no, I don't do martial arts. I only cook. And he was Jackie Chan saying this. I thought it was really
That
funny.
was helpful. It was true because you always realize that Jackie Chan is a great martial artist, right? But
Right.
I just thought he did wonders for his career. Like he's taking transformative roles. I know
Right.
there's another role he took like that where he was not the martial
Oh
artist.
yeah.
Um,
That was one with Pierce Brosnan, I think.
yeah, I forget the movie, but this is a movie to me that he is becoming a mature actor where he's not doing these things that are going to kill him, right? Because generally in martial, they do their own stunts.
I know, they're
They
amazing.
don't usually, you know.
And I also like these movies too. They kind of reminds me of 80s movies, like the Arnold or the Stallone, where you always have that, like maybe the top fighters, and somehow they manage to fight the top bad guys too. Like
Right.
the younger brothers. He has this one guy with a thing on the back of the head, like he's like his top assassin, and he always ends up fighting like their best of the other guys because he's the
Right.
best kicking ass. And then so it follows that kind of, to me, the 80s of the top bad guy and
Right,
top
right,
good guy
right.
fighting in the end.
Yeah.
You know, when I see them fighting, I go, okay, that guy's gonna end up fighting that guy in the end. Start placing your best now. So, but yeah, I really love this movie.
Yeah, I also thought too that you used the word repentance.
Yeah, repent.
And you need repentance before you can have
Redemption.
redemption.
Right.
You always repentance has to happen, which is
Yeah.
humbling.
Right, and that's the funny part of how many characters. It's not just him.
Yeah.
There's
Many of them.
I mean, even you could say the Jackie Chan character
Yeah.
has to go through that in
Yeah.
a certain way.
Mhm.
you know.
Yes,
Well,
he just
everybody
has,
has to go
he
through
just
that.
has a very, okay, if I was thinking of the tarot cards, the Fool, he's
Exactly. He's perfect for that.
he just, even though he's doing something scary, he makes it kind of light. He's always making
Yeah.
it light. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, and also I loved his character. I thought
Yeah.
it was what do you call that? Like a good heart, like
Yes, no, good
you
nature,
know,
good
good
heart, because that's
good
when
heart,
right.
but strict. Like
Right.
he really
well,
helps
disciplined.
him. Yeah,
Very disciplined.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I love the movie.
I'm ready to hear. I'm dying to hear
You're,
Lon's number.
what did you give it?
I'm gonna be like Lon now. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! Don't start. We can't
Yeah.
take two of you.
No. I would give it a 7.
7.
I
Okay.
gave this.
Lon,
I gave this a 6.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'll give it a. Well, I give it a 10. I like the.
I give it a 10 too.
Wow.
I cannot give a Riders of the Storm whatever is in the
I'm
10
gonna
on this
save
one.
my 10s for like extraordinary movies.
This was an extraordinary
Venom.
movie. Yeah.
No, it wasn't extraordinary, but it was worth watching.
So we'll be right back.
Okay. We'll be back.
We'll be back.